This is the next version of macOS, macOS Sequoia. It adds some nice features for continuity, productivity, Safari improvements, and a new passwords app. So today, I'll go hands-on with my 5 favorite features along with a few tidbits. Okay, macOS already has some great continuity features like universal control, auto unlock, and handoff. And the newest addition to the family is iPhone mirroring, which allows you to view and control your iPhone right on your Mac. I thought it'd be a feature I'd use for a week, then forget about it, but I've been using it way more than I thought I would. When you first install macOS Sequoia, available in the fall, there'll be a new app in the dock. You'll also find it in the Applications folder and Launchpad. And fun fact, the app icon in the dock and Launchpad updates whether you're using dark or light mode. I already set it up, but when you first open it, a splash screen will pop up, giving you a nice overview, and it'll ask you to unlock your iPhone for authentication. Once you're in, your iPhone remains locked, but you can still use it like you normally would, but everything is done wirelessly with the keyboard, trackpad, and mouse. But I did notice that scrolling works best with Apple accessories. With the Magic Trackpad 2, scrolling around feels natural, but with my mouse of choice, the MX Master 3S, I can only scroll left and right on the home screen by clicking and dragging. Luckily, the MX Mechanical Mini works just fine. If you want to use an app, let's say YouTube, I click on it and search for a video I want to watch. And you can hear the audio playing through the Mac speakers.
Today's episode is a bit special because
to go back to the home screen, you can either click on the bottom bar or learn some keyboard shortcuts. Command 1 for the home screen, Command 2 for the app switcher, and Command 3 for Spotlight. You can also move the cursor to the top of the iPhone and click on those icons. To put the iPhone in landscape mode, it's all automatic. So if I play a video in full screen, the iPhone will rotate, and it'll switch back when I exit. And the same thing goes for when I'm playing a game. But if I go from a game to Safari, it will briefly be in landscape before it switches back to portrait. iPhone mirroring is great, but there are some things that work and don't work. You already heard audio playing, music, videos, or games. You can even interact with the dynamic island. Standby mode works as well, so you can use iPhone mirroring while it's charging in standby mode. And that's about everything that works. You can't access the camera, or resize the window, or use secure apps like banking because it'll tell you to use your iPhone to continue. And once you unlock it, iPhone mirroring will end. There's no control center or notification center, but your iPhone notifications will appear alongside your Mac's notifications. So when it's almost time for bed, you'll get a wind down notification. Or when your Apple Watch is fully charged, you'll be notified. But what's great is if you get a notification from a third-party app like Instagram, clicking on it will take you straight to the app. And if you have a Mac version of the app installed, iPhone mirroring is smart enough to not show you those iPhone notifications. And under the iPhone settings, you can refine each app by toggling Show on Mac. Under iPhone mirroring settings, there are 2 options you can choose from. Ask Every Time requires you to enter in your Mac's password or Touch ID whenever you want to use the app, and Automatically Authenticate will have your iPhone appear right away. Also, I haven't been able to test if battery life is worse on Mac and iPhone. Battery is always bad on beta software. And later this year, you'll be able to drag and drop files between iPhone and Mac. Alright, macOS Sequoia finally gives you a way to snap your app windows, which Apple calls tiling. I've been using a third-party app, Magnet, to arrange my apps, and after using Apple's version, I'm sticking with Magnet. Tiling is very basic. When you drag an app near the left, right, or corner, an outline will appear, and when you let go, it'll snap into place. By default, your tiled windows will have these margins, which looks pretty nice, but you can always turn them off under System Settings. And while we're here, there's a toggle to hold the Option key for quicker window snapping instead of dragging it to the edges. You can even turn off tiling altogether. Tiling also appears on the green traffic light for every app window, and in the menu bar. When you hover over the green light, there's the option to move and resize, which will only split the window vertically or horizontally. The other option is Fill and Arrange, which will either put the active app in full screen or automatically fill the empty spaces with your most recently used app windows. In the menu bar, under Window, Move and Resize, you'll see some keyboard shortcuts. And this is why I still prefer Magnet. Apple set it to Control, Shift, and the emoji key, which is fine on the Apple keyboard. But on a mechanical keyboard, the same keyboard shortcut requires some hand gymnastics. But maybe you can change Apple's shortcuts under keyboard settings. I still prefer Magnet because I can easily modify the keyboard shortcuts, which I set to Control and Option. There's also window snapping in thirds, moving apps to different displays, and centering or restoring a window. and I was wondering why it took Apple so long to add this feature, but some people have told me that Microsoft had a patent and it recently expired. So I want to talk about some tidbits that are worth mentioning. There are 2 new wallpapers. The promotional one is called macOS Beta for now, but they'll probably change it to Sequoia in the official release. It looks like you're looking up into the trees. Light mode has this bluish orange theme, while dark mode is bluish green. The other wallpaper is this retro Macintosh one. There are loads of colors to choose from, and I actually think it looks pretty cool. Both of these wallpapers are dynamic, with a screensaver version as well. If you do a lot of video calls, Presenter Preview will allow you to see what you're about to share before you share it, so you can share your whole screen or just one app. And with background replacements, you'll be able to have a nicer background during a video call. Games are about to look nicer thanks to Metal 3 and Apple Silicon. Console quality games will be available on the Mac App Store like Assassin's Creed, Resident Evil, and Dead Island. Headphone accommodations are on macOS, bringing it on par with iPhone and iPad. You can tune the audio for vocals, or brightness, or change how softer sounds will be heard. And the Chess app, something I never use, was updated with modern graphics. There's no dark mode for app icons, or a customizable control center. Maybe Apple is saving it for next year. If you're interested in my iOS 18 video, I'll leave it in the cards and link it in the description box below. Safari is getting some nice features, but I couldn't get them to work. Highlights will show you relevant information like phone numbers, addresses, or links to people, music, and TV shows. Reader can now provide a table of contents and a brief summary. And Viewer puts a video front and center, and when you click on something else, it'll automatically enter picture-in-picture. Passwords is another new app coming to macOS Sequoia. It's basically the password section from Safari and Keychain Access, but more user-friendly. You'll be able to access all your usernames and passwords, verification codes, passkeys, and Wi-Fi information. The app will also notify you if your passwords aren't secure or if they were in a data leak. You can even share passwords with your most trusted contacts. The Passwords app is also available on iPad and iPhone and will sync across all of your devices, including Windows. And those are my top 5 features in macOS Sequoia. And I didn't even talk about Calculator, Messages, and Notes. Let me know what's your favorite in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I post new videos. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!